Okay, so now let's just take a look to see how do we calculate the pH of a strong acid or a weak acid. So this first question is pretty basic. We've been asked questions like this before. I know, again, I keep saying basic, right? But it's actually acidic. So the pH of a 0.1 molar HNO3. So this is a nitric acid and it's 0.1 molar. And let's see if you remember what your strong acids are. So the strong acids are Iclobber, No3, Clo4, So4. Okay? So our strong acids, remember, it's going to be hydrogen ion. And then with that, you're going to have iodide, you can have chloride, bromide, so it would be plus one of these, right? And then you could have, so Iclobber, and then we said No3, Clo4, and So4 with a -2 charge. Okay, and so if you have a strong acid, calculations are a little bit different from weak acids, okay? So HNO3 we know is strong, the acid completely dissociates in water. So if we had HNO3 and it's a 0.10 molar solution, it's going to break up into H plus and NO3 minus. And how much H plus and how much NO3 minus will you end up having? That's 0.1 molar, so these should both be 0.1 molar. Well, what is the actual concentration of this then? Does it completely dissociate? Yeah. So how much of this is left over after you put it in water? Zero. That's actually 0 molar. If it's a strong acid, none of it will stay together. Okay? It's all going to break up and ionize. So then in this case here, this is important to me. That's awesome. Because if you know the H plus, what can you calculate? The pH. Awesome. You can calculate the OH minus if you need to. You can calculate, but what's important is they're asking us for the pH of it. So all we're going to do is we're going to say the pH is equal to the negative log of H plus, and we know our H plus concentration is 0.10 molar. So that's 1 times 10 to the -1, which means that would be equal to 1.00. If we have 2 sig figs, remember we want 2 sig figs after that. So that would be our pH. And definitely acidic. Is HNO3 an acid? Yes, so that works. We're not going to switch it to 7. You always want to just double check. So the HNO3 concentration is approximately equal to 0 after it comes to equilibrium. Also, the OH minus is very small because the H plus drives the equilibrium toward water. So towards the H2O as a liquid, and it leaves an excess of H plus. If the acid is polyprotic, I'm going to tell you, poly means many, and prot is referring to protons. Awesome. If it has many protons, like H2SO4 or H3PO4, the calculations are actually done differently. Okay. Now, the AP used to have us calculate those, and it's a very long problem to do. They've gotten rid of that. And so I'm going to show you what that looks like, but you're not going to need to be able to do that yourself. Okay, so I will show you what that looks like. If you have to calculate the pH of a weak acid, things are a little bit differently, work a little bit differently from a strong acid. So this question looks exactly the same as this one. Calculate the pH of a 0.1 molar, calculate the pH of a 0.1 molar. How is it different? Well, now they're giving us a Ka value. And the fact that they're giving us a Ka means that this is a weak acid. Okay, so we know it's a weak acid already. So whenever you're given a K, I want you to think back to when we're doing equilibrium. Okay, there are the first 2 things that you need to do every single time you're doing an equilibrium. Write the equation, write the expression. Okay, so you're going to write the equation and write the expression. So it's hypochlorous acid, so it's H plus. What's hypochlorous come from? Hypochlorite, which is ClO minus. Perfect. So HClO minus. Okay? And what is this going to break up into? H plus and ClO minus. And again, they're telling us that this is a 0.100 molar solution. Now here's the problem. Okay? If this is 0.100, the problem is that it's a weak acid, so it's not actually completely dissociating. I don't know how much is dissociating. So if I don't know how much is dissociating, guess what we use? X. And if I call this X, then I would have to call this X as well. this isn't really 0.100. This is 0.100 minus x. Awesome. Now, guess what we can assume? X is very small, and if it's very small, we can ignore it. But we're going to have to check the percent ionization once we calculate it to make sure. And there's a 5% rule that we're going to talk about. Okay, so this just explained. Write the expression. There it is. Write the equation and the expression. Fill in your equilibrium values. It could be variables, and solve. And so we know that it's 0.100 minus x, just like we said, but it should be insignificant. We're going to check it. So the percent ionization, the equation for percent ionization, we're going to do in just a little bit. Okay, so we're going to come back to this, but it's very simple. You take your x and you divide it by the original concentration of the acid and you multiply it by 100. So I'm going to show you that in just a second here. We have to calculate it first, okay? So we've written this out. We need to write our expression now. So our K expression, our K, and this is called Ka because it's an acid, okay? Guess what you would do it for, what you would call it for a base? Kb, yep, pretty easy, okay? So this is Ka, and Ka is equal to, now this here is aqueous, okay? This is going to be aqueous, and so are these. So this is going to be concentration of H plus times concentration of ClO minus divided by the concentration of HClO. Okay, so what do I know? What can I fill in? Do I know the Ka? Yes, it's right up there. It's 3.5 times 10 to the negative 8. Are there units? No, remember K is a position, an equilibrium position, okay? And so now we've got H plus and ClO minus. We know that those are both equal to X. So then I'm just going to call that X squared. Divided by 0.100 molar minus X, but I'm going to say that this is approximately equal to 0.100 molar. And so we are going to assuming X is small and insignificant. So instead of calling this 0.100 minus X, I'm just going to call it 0.100. Okay, so now I can solve for X squared. So X squared, if somebody can square root, when you multiply this, what do you end up getting? Okay, so X squared is equal to 3.5 times 10 to the negative 9. So then X ends up equaling, if we square root it, we get 5.9 times 10 to the negative 5th. And this is molarity. Okay, now, we know that's a small number. We know that's a small number, right? It's 0.000059. But we still need to make sure that we check our 5% rule to see. It needs to be less than 5%, okay? But again, you can't do this until after you solve for X. You can't do it beforehand. So what I'm going to do is my percent ionization is simply X over the concentration of my acid, whatever my acid concentration originally was, times 100. That's it, okay? So I'm going to do my percent is equal to 5.9 times 10 to the negative 5th divided by, what's the original molarity of my acid? 0.100, and then multiply it by 100. And if we do this, we get, so let's do, and 2 sig figs was good here because that was 2 sig figs, so then that's 2 sig figs. What was it? 0.059%. So check, that's less than 5%, so we can just keep it at that, and that would be the concentration. Now, we're not done yet, because that's X, and we come back to X, what were we looking for in this original problem? The pH. Now, if this ended up being greater than 5%, you would actually have to use the algebra to solve for, you would have to do 0.100 minus X, and then solve for it that way, okay? But since we don't have to, now we're done. So now, this is X, but X is also equal to our H plus concentration. And if you know your H plus, how do you find pH? Negative log it. So pH is equal to the negative log of that number. And so if someone can tell me what we get when we negative log this. 4.2. Now, let's do 2 sig figs. So one more. 4.23. Awesome. 4.23. Okay? All right, and now that's it for our acid-base notes.